Happy Hump Day, everybody. Welcome to the Sunshine State's only true sports talk radio show where we focus on the teams and the topics important to you, the sports fan in Florida. We are Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz. I'm Bianchi, Mike Bianchi, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel, as long as there is an Orlando Sentinel sports department. We'll get into that later. He is Kravitz, Brandon Kravitz, the hardest working man in sports media. The prodigy of production, primetime Jaden Grimes. He's the executive producer, making us sound so good on the other side of the glass. We want to hear from you throughout the course of the show. We're talking about you in Orlando, you in Jacksonville, you in Tallahassee, everybody on the iHeart radio app and on the YouTube machine. You can enter the rage cage if you like. Give us a hot take, rage away, and we will play the best of those later in the show. You can also hit us up on the Mills Air text line. That's 50857. Kravitz, how are you today?
I'm doing great. I got a nice hot cup of coffee sitting next to me because apparently the studio's too cold for Mike Bianchi. Because it's so cold in here.
I don't want to hear about cold from either of you.
When you get old, your skin gets a little thinner. Okay.
You got a nice long sleeve shirt on. You'll be fine. I want to add something to that talkback, the rage cage that you talked about there, because we're going to do something unique today. Every Wednesday, we do Grade the Take. Jaden has taken over the takes, while Bianchi and I are the professors and grade those takes. We're going to filter your takes in with Jaden. So if you leave us a take, can be on anything, just a hot take, we will grade your take. Coming up at 4:20 this afternoon, and the one with the highest grade will win Earth Day birthday tickets over at the Central Florida Fairgrounds in March. So you can start doing that now. We'll collect them, enter the Rage Cage for your chance at Earth Day birthday tickets, and we will grade your take live on the air.
Hottest take wins the Earth Day birthday tickets. Let's get to some highlights and headlines. If there was ever a question why FSU football coach Mike Norvell still has a job, it was answered by the sports business website Sportico, which reported yesterday, I believe, that Florida State closed the fiscal year 2025 with $437 million in athletics-related debts, a $200 million increase from the prior fiscal cycle, according to FSU's associate athletic director. The massive increase in debt stems from the revenue bonds issued to fund the stadium expansion, also to fund the new football building. I'm reading the story. As a university as a whole, FSU reported $617 million in institutional debt for the fiscal year 2025. Athletics accounted for 71% of that total of $617 million. Kravitz, FSU's athletic debt in 2020 was $17 million. Now it's $400 and something million. That's an increase of 2,465% over 5 years. Kravitz,
That's the highest percentage I think I've ever heard when it comes to increasing your debt.
You want to explain to me why college football is a good business when the entire university has a massive debt because of the football program? How is that good business?
We talked to.
Wouldn't it be better business to shut down the football program?
It probably would be, which is scary to think about if you're a Florida State fan. That is a decision technically they could make. They won't, but they could. And there would be financial reasons to do that.
I'll say.
Emmett Smith, who I spoke with at the LPGA Tournament of Champions, says that colleges are doing these kids a disservice now that NIL is legal and rampant throughout college football, that he thinks there should be financial literacy taught at these schools.
Right.
They need to attend the courses themselves, it sounds like.
No question. Big basketball game tonight in college. UCF fresh off a victory over number 11 Texas Tech on the road tonight to take on number 8 Houston. Houston has won 3 straight home games, about 20-plus points. In its last 50 home games, Kravitz, Houston is, you want to take a guess at their record?
Their last how many home games?
50.
50. I would say they are 45-5.
49-1.
Okay.
Over their last 50 home games. Kravitz, if UCF wins tonight, it's time for Orlando to jump on the UCF basketball bandwagon.
I think it's already time.
Okay.
I think that time passed this past weekend. That win against Texas Tech was huge. Those two are only separated by 3 ranking spots. That's a massive win. A win against either Texas Tech or Houston, and I would think that UCF fans, or not UCF fans, they're already on board, but sports fans in Central Florida, this is a team that you should be latching on to. We'll definitely be watching this one tonight. Would you like to guess the spread before you move on to the next item?
Houston is favored by 8.
16.5.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Really?
That would be a massive upset if UCF could get the win.
Wow. NBA trade deadline isn't till tomorrow, but already there have been some monster deals. All right, Kravitz, here's the question. Which team helped itself out the most among these two blockbuster trades? The L.A. Clippers traded James Harden, the 11-time All-Star, to the Cavaliers for guard Darius Garland and a second-round pick. Meanwhile, the Dallas Mavericks are trading 10-time All-Star Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards as part of an 8-player trade. The Mavs will receive Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, 2 other players, and 2 first-round draft picks and 3 second-rounders. The Wizards are also acquiring, besides AD, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum. By the way, how bad does the Luka Doncic trade look now for the Mavericks?
It looked bad the day it happened.
Okay, but now that Anthony Davis is gone, and never contributed one iota.
They were going to have to win multiple championships for that trade to ever look good. The only thing that saves it is that they landed Cooper Flagg, but those two things are not related. Them getting lucky in the lottery had nothing to do with it. That was a terrible trade. But who got better today or over the last 24 hours?
Right.
The Cavs, I think, maybe got slightly better, but I got to see it first because I cannot picture James Harden and Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt together. And Cleveland's defense is not what it was a couple of seasons ago. James Harden's not about to help that at all. The Clippers, I think, it's better for the future, but it doesn't do anything for them in the immediate getting Darius Garland. In theory, the team that got the bet that improved the most is the Wizards,
right.
But Anthony Davis has to play basketball first in order for that to come to fruition. The Wizards right now are 13-36. They'd have to go on a hell of a run, but it is possible that with this revamped lineup, because they have Trae Young now too, they could push themselves into the play-in. It is possible.
All right.
What if the Magic made the play-in, had to play the Wizards, and then lost to the Wizards in the play-in? Could you imagine if that's how the season ends?
Speaking of the Magic, wow. By the way, Magic Driving Tonight brought to you by Don Mealy Chevrolet, your truck headquarters for 50 years. What you saw last night, Kravitz, was a championship team in the Oklahoma City Thunder beating a team that has become nothing more than a pretender. Yet another slow start for the Magic. The Magic fell behind by 25 after the first quarter. They end up losing 128-92 to the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here's the Magic lowlights.
Now he finds Isaiah Joe. Top of key. Joe got by Jones, got to the runner and flipped it up and in. It's not fair. Magic defense, a step or 2 or 3 slow so far here in the first half. Now Joe got by everybody and threw it down with the left hand, and he was fouled. Holy cow. And the Thunder are just clowning the Magic.
Yeah, we still have to wait for him to come back, obviously. I don't think that one person solves any of this. I think we, work together as a group. You win as a group, you lose as a group, and we're all involved in this. And so I think our ability to just make sure we keep working on the right things, but it starts with our mental preparation, walking into a game. Once that horn goes up or the ball goes up and the horn starts, we got to be ready to go.
That's Jamal Mosley, the coach, saying, I don't know if Franz Wagner, when he comes back, is going to fix this. The Magic opened the game 1 of 8 from the floor. I think they were 0 of 10 from three-point range in the first quarter.
That is correct. Here, you want a damning stat for you? I just did the math on this. The Thunder could have missed every single 3 they took last night, and the Magic still would not have won the basketball game. They could have gone 0 of 35 from three-point range, and the Magic still would not have won last night.
You want a more damning stat? Than that?
I guess.
I turned to the Pro Bowl flag football game last night.
I did too, Mikey.
Huh?
And Jaden was working the game, too. I'm not sure which is worse.
That's how bad it was.
No, that's as bad as it gets. That definitely beats my three-point stat. It's so bad. And here's the thing. The Thunder play hard on every single possession. I was watching this game very closely saying, okay, what is the difference between these two teams? What's the difference between the Thunder and everybody? It's that every possession, offensively and defensively, means the world to them. So there was one moment I jotted down. They're up by 28 points, middle of the third quarter. SGA misses a mid-range jumper and dives on the floor for the loose ball. Up by 28 points in the middle of the third quarter. And they're talented. You're not beating a team like that if you loaf it around and think that you're just going to shoot your way back into the game. It doesn't work.
Especially, they've got the best defense in the league, too, Oklahoma City.
Every single possession, offensively, defensively, they don't make mistakes, and they are suffocating to go up against.
And they certainly suffocated the Orlando Magic. Those are your highlights and your headlines.
And I think it creates a whole lot more questions than it does answers. Well, nothing was answered last night. But should the Magic get aggressive in the trade market over the next 24 hours? We'll dig into that next.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Gold. That's gold. G-O-L-D. Enter it now at 969thegame.com. And answer your phone if they call. Good luck.
Hey, sports fans, it's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi, and it is game day with Don Mealy Chevrolet in Claremont. They've been winning for 50 years. This dealership was founded by Don Mealy himself after he packed his family up from Maryland, moved to Central Florida with a dream. Fast forward to today, and that legacy is still rolling strong under his son, Jay Mealy, who believes in doing business the right way. So much so, he gives customers his personal email address. How good is that? And right now, the scoreboard is lit up. You can score 3.9% APR for 60 months on a brand new Chevy Silverado or take up to $5,000 in bonus cash. Need a family MVP? The Chevy Equinox delivers 3.9% APR for 60 months and no payments for 90 days. By the way, I was talking with Jason, the GM. He said, tell your listeners that we have up to $10,000 off on Equinox EVs with over 60 in stock. Don Mealy Chevrolet, your truck headquarters for 50 years. Visit Don Mealy Chevrolet today or shop online at donmealychevy.com. Chevy, together, let's drive.
When it comes to buying or selling a home, you need more than just a sign in the yard. You need a pro who knows the market, knows the process, and knows how to fight for you. That's why I trust Kevin Krager with LPT Realty. Kevin doesn't just unlock doors. He brings a deep knowledge of market trends, the latest home buyer programs, cutting-edge real estate technology. But what truly sets him apart, it's Kevin's strong background in construction. He knows what to look for so that you don't end up in a money pit. Owning a home should be an asset, but it only is if you know what you're doing and if you have somebody on your side that can help you with the process. From foundation to roof line, he's focused on protecting your investment every step of the way, and even after closing, his service doesn't stop there. Kevin has the resources to help with repairs or upgrades that you may want, all at cost to his wonderful clients. So if you want more than just an agent, if you want a trusted guide who knows homes inside and out, call Kevin Krager with LPT Realty today. Your future home will thank you.
Accident in Orange County, Colonial Drive eastbound past Forsyth Road, blocking the right lane. Stop and go traffic, I-4 eastbound on 192 and 535, and you're tapping the brakes I-4 westbound between Sand Lake Road and 536. See traffic troubles? Call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
A family office is a team built to handle the three biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 407-204-0300. That's 407-204-0300.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
At Crush Yard, pickleball is just the beginning. You'll find a full restaurant and bar, arcade games, and plenty of space to hang out with friends. What starts as a few games often turns into food, drinks, and losing track of time. Play a match, grab a bite, catch up, or stay a while. Whether you're competitive, casual, or just along for the fun, there's something here for everyone. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
If you want your windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with factory direct impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
Enjoying a healthy dinner that tastes great means eating out at a pricey restaurant, right? Wrong. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers are delicious and healthy. The Tray and Tray steam technology delivers crisp veggies and tender protein in tasty selections, like Healthy Choice Simply Steamers grilled chicken and broccoli Alfredo. It's a satisfying meal with 28 grams of protein and nothing artificial. Healthy Choice Simply Steamers. What having it all tastes like.
We are Orlando's sports leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Hey, are you ready for a weekend getaway that's got something for everyone? Then pack your bags and head to Mission Resort and Club in beautiful Howey in the Hills, just a short drive from Orlando, right there next to Claremont. Mission Resort is renowned for its 2 stunning championship golf courses. El Campeon, the Champion, it was founded in 1917 and is one of the most storied courses in the Southeast. Book your tee times, and when you check in at the pro shop, tell them Bianchi sent you, and you'll get a free bucket of range balls. But there's more than just golf. I love to rent a boat at the marina and explore the largest chain of lakes in Florida. And when the day winds down, relax at the spa or one of their fabulous on-site restaurants, including the newly opened Conquistador, born from Mission Resort's Spanish-accented past, complete with handcrafted tile, cowhides, and vibrant greenery, framing a menu of shareable plates, wood-kissed main courses, citrus-bright seafood, and garden-to-glass cocktails. Book reservations for the restaurants, hotel, or golf tee times at MissionResortandClub.com. Mission Resort and Club, your next great escape is closer than you think.
And the winner of the iHeart Podcast Award is...
You can decide who takes home the 2026 iHeart Podcast Awards Podcast of the Year by voting at iHeartPodcastAwards.com now through February 22nd. See all the nominees and place your vote at iHeartPodcastAwards.com.
Audible is a proud sponsor of the Audible Audio Pioneer Award. Explore the best selection of audiobooks, podcasts, and originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
This is the Beat of Sports.
There are reports that Shedeur Sanders will be named an alternate to the Pro Bowl. It is embarrassing to the league, and it should be the best example to why you need to do away with this event. No one's going to care if we don't have a Pro Bowl flag football game. And in defense of Shedeur Sanders, one, it hasn't been confirmed by the NFL. I haven't heard him say anything, but he should turn it down if it's true. He should say, I appreciate them asking me, but I'd like to earn a Pro Bowl invitation based on my performance in the field. I don't care if they say, here's the Pro Bowl roster for the NFC and for the AFC, and all we're doing is announcing is saying these guys were voted the best at what they did this season. Are they All-Pros? Nope. There's another vote for the All-Pro. That's it. We don't need to do this anymore.
Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game. Orlando's sports leader. Orlando's hometown sports station. This is 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the free iHeart Radio app.
This is Franz Wagner of the Orlando Magic, and you're listening to the premier sports talk radio show in the state of Florida. Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz.
Hit us up on the iHeart Radio Talk Back. We call that the Rage Cage here on this show. Grade the Take. We'll have those delivered for you in exactly an hour from now. And we want to air your takes along with our producer, Jaden Grimes. So if you lay one on us, we will grade it. A, B, C. You might even get an F straight from Bianchi and I. And your take, if you get an A, could win you Earth Day birthday tickets for 2026. It is time now for our daily coach quote of the day.
This is Jamal Mosley, head coach of the Orlando Magic, and this is your daily coach quote of the day.
Our daily source of inspiration and motivation, and today's, Mike, is about the tough times. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship will ever be.
Love it. Almost as good as the quote I once coined. I've told you that quote before. Comfort is the cancer of ambition.
Basically the same thing.
Right.
But this goes a step further in saying not only can comfort be a cancer to ambition, but hardship is actually an accelerant of that ambition. If you go through hard times, one of the things that I think about myself when I'm doing something, I thought about it as I went through the ranks in this profession. Every time you hit a stumbling block, you have to kind of grin to yourself and think, I know I'm going to get through this, and I also know that other people that meet this same roadblock won't, and then the herd thins out. So even though that moment is tough, if you know you can get through that tough moment, other people in a competitive environment won't. It's just the law of attrition. People are going to fall off. People are going to quit. People are going to say, I can't do this. And that makes your path easier. So every time you hit a roadblock in life, if you think about it through the lens of, I know I'll make it through this, I don't think other people will, then you have a better chance of success.
I like it. I like it.
As the great Razor Ramon once said, bad times never last, but bad guys do. And then he threw a toothpick at your face. So big takeaway from last night after the Magic got absolutely spun out of control against the Oklahoma City Thunder is I thought back to something that I said last year around the trade deadline when fans were clamoring for, like the Cam Johnsons of the, or you got to get Cam Johnson and then everything will be fine.
Mm-hmm.
And I said at the time that adding one player at the deadline wouldn't fix the issue. The problem is the roster as a whole. And I kind of wish, I got so drunk on the offseason with Desmond Bane and just natural progression. Right, the natural progression of players like Paolo and Franz and Jalen Suggs, and you getting Suggs back. And I got drunk on all of that, as a lot of us did.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish I had stuck to
the
that.
Magic got drunk on that as well.
Right. I wish I had stuck to that original take from the middle of last season more vociferously, because that is very much the issue. Paolo could play better. Franz being available would help.
I'll say.
Jalen being more consistently available would help. But the problem is the roster. The biggest issue that this team faces right now is their depth. They didn't lose last night by 36 because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander just had this otherworldly performance. He was excellent, but they lost because Isaiah Joe was schooling them, who's on the bench of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Isaiah Hartenstein had his first ever triple-double in his career against the Orlando Magic. They lost because of the roster they went up against. The Magic simply do not have the roster to compete with the best teams in the NBA. That was the stunning realization I had last night. That's really hard to fix at the trade deadline, but you can certainly start. So I think I think there needs to be wholesale changes to the depth of this roster. I think that's the biggest problem this team.
You know
faces.
what? I could buy what you're selling, all right, if the Magic didn't fall behind by 25 points in the first quarter. If the Magic didn't start off slow and lethargic and not bringing the effort from the opening whistle. That doesn't have anything to do with damn depth, okay? That doesn't have anything to do with depth. Remember yesterday I was making fun of you, and I said something to the effect of, I don't even remember what we were talking about. I said, you stand for nothing?
Yeah.
The Magic stand for nothing.
My stance against Saudi Arabia, and then I bought the Royal Rumble anyway.
The Magic stand for nothing. The Magic stand for nothing. They used to stand for something. At least they used to be a scrappy, the gritty committee, we used to call them, play hard. The teams hated to play the Orlando Magic. Now teams love playing the Orlando Magic. Why? Because they kicked their ass from the beginning of the game until the end of the game. The Magic were down by 41 last night.
Okay, so
I switched to the freaking Pro Bowl games last night. That's how pathetic they were.
The fact that you switched to the Pro Bowl games is a topic in and of itself. There's nothing else on TV that you could have found last night other than the Pro Bowl.
I just wanted to say that I watched some of the Pro Bowl, okay? And it was vastly more entertaining than the Orlando Magic laying down like a beaten dog from the beginning of the game.
Okay,
so how's depth going to fix them falling behind by 25?
Okay, well, I am in.
And happy.
I am in resolution. Okay, what do you want to cut their paychecks? What's the idea then? What do they do? Because I think it's a roster issue. You're saying that it's above that, so that means you either think the coach needs to go or you think the Magic need to retool the top of their roster.
Why don't they go back to playing their old, boring, grinded-out style? Again, I don't even know if that would work now because it doesn't seem like they're committed to playing defense anymore.
So I just can't. I don't think that all of these defensive issues are because the team wants to play with a little more tempo. Their defense has been so bad. It can't just be tempo related.
So it's not like, what are they going to do at the trade? They're not going to. One player's not going to fix this at the trade deadline.
You can at least put you. So that was my take last year. Was exactly that. Like, why even bother? One player's not going to fix it.
Right.
I think they need to get the ball in motion here and at least show they made the move in the summer. They got Bane. It was very clear. We think we're competitive. Well, competitive teams are making moves. Even if they're just moving deck chairs around the Titanic, they're at least trying to do something. The Celtics have made moves. The Cavs have made moves. The Hornets made a trade 15 minutes ago.
Okay, the Celtics move was not just moving deck chairs. I mean, they got Vooch. All right, that's a pretty good get for the Celtics.
You're making my point even better than I am. Thank you. Coming up next, Orlando Storm head coach Anthony Becht joins us in studio right after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
You know, fans know when a player is chasing stats instead of wins. Unfortunately, some AC companies operate the same way. Their technicians are selling, not fixing. That's not how Ziegler Air Conditioning does business. In Florida, when your AC stops working, you need solutions, not pressure. You know what happens when your AC or your heat shuts down? Emotions start running high, and everybody in the house gets into a bad mood. That's why trust matters so much. That's why I use Ziegler Air Conditioning. Jason and his crew have been cooling and heating Central Florida for 40 years by doing things differently. Their technicians aren't paid commissions. They're paid well to do quality work and give honest answers. They installed my Carrier system, they maintain it regularly, and they fix what needs fixing without pushing unnecessary replacements. That honesty builds confidence and long-term relationships. You don't last 4 decades in this business by tricking customers. You last by treating people right and standing behind your work. Give them a call. 407-245-8765. That's 407-245-8765. Ziegler Air Conditioning. Don't ever lose your cool.
We here on Game On and the Orlando Valkyries appreciate our teachers. To show how much we care, we're giving you a night to remember. This Friday evening, catch the Orlando Valkyries versus the Atlanta Vibe Teacher Appreciation Night presented by Foxtail Coffee. The first 1,000 fans get a free Valkyries lanyard as well. Perfect way to celebrate some of the most important people in our community. That's Friday night at Addition Financial Arena. Support the team and pay tribute to our educators. We'll see you at the next match.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
If you want your windows there, pick up the phone and just text Reese.
Protect your home with factory direct impact windows from Reese Windows and Doors. At Reese, they've been installing affordable, high-quality windows for over 50 years, and most windows are installed in under 8 weeks. Get out your phone because now is your chance to win them for free. Just text the word TRUST to 20129 to win $25,000 in new windows from Reese Windows and Doors. Text TRUST to 20129 and good luck from Reese Windows and Doors.
Football's biggest stage is set, and now you can legally trade game day props on Kalshi. One of the wildest markets? What will be the first song performed at halftime? Monaco is trading at 5%, meaning a $100 trade pays out $2,000 if that's the first beat to drop. No house, no sportsbook, just a live market where odds shift and you can trade all night long. Download the Kalshi app, use code iHeart, get $20 when you trade 100. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
Friday, kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy.
USA, we are ready to roll.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Hey, it's Bobby Bones. You think you know what's going to happen during the big game? Call it with DraftKings Predictions, a new app where you can predict outcomes on football's biggest game. Make real money predictions on the big game and put your money where your knowledge is. Pick a topic, make a prediction. Like, what will the total score be? Will the underdog cover? Which team will be lifting the trophy at the end? Then see if your big game smarts pay off. DraftKings Predictions is new and simple to use with big game trading. Available here in Florida.
Download now. New DraftKings Predictions customers get up to a $75 first trade bonus with promo code WYGM740. Don't just feel it, predict it with DraftKings Predictions. The crown is yours. DraftKings Predictions is a CFTC registered introducing broker. Event contract trading involves substantial risk of loss. One per new customer. Opt-in required. Non-withdrawable predictions dollars expire in 1 year. Ends February 8th, 2026. Market availability varies. Eligibility restrictions apply. See terms at dkng.com. IHeartRadio.co/predictions promo.
Guys, this Valentine's Day, surprise you with the most personal, most romantic, most meaningful gift ever. Jewelry from International Diamond Center. When you do, the folks at IDC make sure that you've got all the bases covered. Roses, chocolates, a gift card for a romantic dinner. It's the ultimate Valentine's bundle. At IDC, they put together a special selection of ready-to-wear gifts, from classics like diamond pendants and diamond earrings to stunning new creations from top bridal designers. Italian gold jewelry, rare gemstone jewelry. These are gifts that she will love forever. Let the experts at IDC make it easy. Spend as little as $199 and they'll give you the roses, chocolates, and a gift card for dinner. Or you can finance your Valentine's gift with 0 interest for 36 months. This Valentine's Day, let the experts at IDC show you how to say I love you louder than ever with a gift that shows how much you care. International Diamond Center, Altamont Springs, Waterford Lakes, and Mall Millennia. Shop online at shopadc.com. On approved credit, it's International Diamond Center.
It's time to bet, win, and connect in 2026. If you think you know the market better than your friends and peers, Better Edge is the place to profit off of that advantage. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace trusted by over 35,000 bettors, including me. Better Edge is where I first discovered that you can actually churn a profit betting on sports. With the best odds and prices anywhere in the market, it's a no-brainer for sharp sports bettors. Use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign-up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's betteredge.com or the Better Edge app.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right. Gotta try that Febreze car. Just right, just right, just right. La 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 la. With those 40 days of consistency, oh no, Febreze car clips right on your pin. You know my car's my happy place. Keep a smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Hey there, Central Florida, Fox 35 Storm Team Meteorologist Noah Bergen here. We're looking at a cold front coming in overnight into Thursday morning. Some rain. It'll probably start around midnight, and it goes to about noon on Thursday. So morning rain, PM clearing, and windy Thursday afternoon. Not as extremely cold Friday morning, but definitely a big drop in temperature. There'll be enough of a wind for a wind chill in the upper 20s and low 30s. So winter jacket out the door Friday morning. Then lots of sunshine for the weekend and warming up nicely. Upper 70s as we head into next week.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Orlando's new home for Florida State football is AM 810, Fox Sports Radio Orlando. Hear every game live on AM 810. Or search Fox Sports Radio Orlando on the free iHeart Radio app. Live, local, in your face, and bald. Very bald. Let's send you to the studio for the premier afternoon sports show in the state of Florida. Game On with Mike Bianchi and Brandon Kravitz.
Central Florida's newest professional sports He's no stranger to the UFL. He was the coach of one of the most successful franchises in the UFL, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and now he's moved to Central Florida because he wants to be in Florida, right?
Damn right. I'm home, man. It's good to be back, man. It's good to be here. Obviously,
take your pills, Mike.
That's a fine if one of my players' phone goes off during my meeting, they get a heavy. No, I'm just kidding. But it's I'm fired up, man. I love Florida. It's my home. It's good to be back. It's good to bring a team to Orlando. When you're talking about football in this area, they had the Guardians, didn't work out great at Camping World Stadium. Before that, they had Coach Spurrier, and they did great things with the Apollos. We're going to do some great things in Orlando. We're going to win a lot of games. I'm going to guarantee that right now on the air. We have a great team. We got good quarterbacks. We got some local players from Florida State, UCF, Florida on our football team, and build a lot of other good players. And I got a magnificent staff. So, like you just mentioned, all those great dates, our home game. We're going to be on national TV, guys, 8 p.m. Sunday, March 29th against the Columbus Aviators. We need people to show up. You talked about the price. You can get season tickets for $50. And
right.
We got single games for $12. I mean, come on, man. And I'm going to make it fun for you, so that's going to be the best thing. But, man, it's great to be out here and promoting this. And, again, the Fan Fest, the rallies tomorrow, it's free. I mean, anything's for free. It's for me, right? So, go get your swag. We got food, drinks. I'm paying for the food and drinks, right, Stelly? No, I'm not paying for it, but our owners are, and you might as well utilize it and take advantage of it, and we're going to have a great time with some players, coaches involved. I'll be there. Our owner will be there. It'll be awesome.
I have a saying, if it's free, it's me, and I'll take 3.
Hell yeah, man.
We got free Orlando Storm stress balls here, so we're already raking in the swag.
I got a ping pong table set up at the rally for,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you better show up, because if we don't utilize that thing, I'm not going to be able to see how good you guys are at that, so we'll see.
Okay, so we saw in college football Kurt Cignetti at Indiana. He left James Madison, brought a bunch of his players with him to Indiana that helped him win a national championship. Are you bringing some of these Battlehawks players with you to Orlando?
The funny thing about that is everybody I tried to draft got picked by somebody else. And so that kind of speaks volumes. It was hard. I mean, teams were able to allocate and keep a few players, and then once they went in the draft, my guys went, pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But that's okay. Nobody knew who those guys were when I drafted them 3 years ago.
Right.
And they became stars in our league. Well, I just did the same thing again. We're going to have – this may be my best team, at least on paper, that I've evaluated. I probably got 90% of the guys that I wanted, and that's critical. And the critical positions are the quarterback. I had 3 guys, but we have 2 guys, Jack Plummer, DTR, Dorian Thompson Robinson. These guys have played a lot of ball.
The Browns wish they had Dorian Thompson Robinson back.
And he might go back, after our league's done. But, man, Jack Plummer, big 6'4" guy, can throw. It reminds me of Garrett Gilbert. You guys remember him from the Orlando Apollos.
Oh,
the guy
yeah.
was a winner.
Yeah.
He can chuck it around, man. He looks the part. I mean, he's really good. Played a lot of ball in preseason the last 2 years in the NFL. And DTR has played in the league, right? So he's done it at a high level. Great dual threat guy. But, man, we got explosive players. We got the best running back in our league last year outside of ours that we had that went to the NFL. He's with the Detroit Lions now. But Jashawn Corbin's our running back. Led the league in rushing last year, went to the NFL in preseason. He went to Florida State. Elijah Badger is a guy that was one of the best receivers in Florida 2 years ago. 20-yard per catch average, really explosive player. Cole Schneider, who you guys know, played center at UCF. Samuel Jackson, his teammate, he played at UCF. So we got some guys that played in some of those schools. But, man, I got a bunch of other players that were in training camps this year. I mean, those are the guys I want. I want the guys that are really close. I can get them over the hump. And if they buy in on what we're doing, we're going to win, they're going to win, and we'll bring a new batch of guys in, and we'll be even better. So, people are talking about, how do you build a culture when different guys, college football, who's playing for UCF this year? Do you know? No. It's
31 new guys.
Yes,
That's all I know.
I know Scott. Scott's, and he's been pretty adamant about how he feels about, college football right now. It's new. So it doesn't matter. We're going to give you the best group of guys I can, and I got a good team, man. We're going to win games. I can guarantee you that. We just need people to show up. And I've been putting that on social media. Just show up, give us a chance. We got to rock this place out the first game, and we're going to be on national TV. I want people to know what Orlando's about, and I hope they come and support us. And if they do, I'm going to bring a team. I said this day one when first year on the job at St. Louis, never head coach before. I had a plan and a vision. I told them we're going to win. We're going to have a great product, and that's what we've done. So we're going to do that again, man. I'm fired up to play over
I'm
at that.
fired up, too.
Let's go, man. Come on. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
You mentioned a couple of those quarterbacks. I was looking at the roster, and first of all, I was scrolling through, and I saw you have a Lamar Jackson. I got really excited, but hopefully he's good, too.
He is. He's really good. He's played a lot of games in the NFL. He's still young, man. He's a good corner, a highly intelligent young man, and played at Nebraska. I mean, he's going to be a lockdown corner for us for sure.
Hank Bachmeier is a quarterback that you didn't mention, but he was pretty steady at Boise State. Is that somebody that you guys are going to give a shot to?
Yeah, well, we want to bring a third guy in where we feel like, okay, you still got a chance, but we can help develop him, okay? He played 50-plus games in college. Boise State, played his last year at Wake Forest. His brother's Bear Bachmeier, BYU now, that really successful quarterback. He was part of the 2025 draft class. Didn't get an opportunity, but we're going to give him one. And he's going to learn a pro-style offense. I mean, our offense is basically Rams, Lions, Bears, Packers. That's what we run. That's our system. We simplify it because we only have 30 days to implement it, right? And then defensively, exactly what the Todd Bowles-based defense is what we run. Donnie Abraham's my defensive coordinator, one of the best DBs ever play in Buccaneer history. And, he's really good, really sound. And we've had the best special teams unit 3 straight years. 2 of my kickers, well, one of my kickers, the Brown kicker right now, and then Rodrigo, who's Blankenship, the goggle guy that kicked at Georgia, tried to draft him, but he actually may sign a futures deal, so he may not even play for the team that drafted him. So really proud of that, and we got 4 active roster guys that are playing on teams right now in Atlanta, the Browns, and 2 for the Lions that played this year on the active roster the entire season. And I've led the way with, 31-plus guys the last 3 years have been in training camps after our season. So I take a lot of pride in that. So our players are close, and we want to try to get them back.
So elephant in the room real quick, because I am an active and avid sports bettor. And we've now seen the UFL's lasted a couple of years. And in fact, this is now tied for the longest a spring league has lasted in this country, entering into the 3rd year. I would think the legalization of sports betting has a lot to do with the sustainability. People love betting football. This gives you a chance to do that. You're a coach. Maybe you don't concern yourself with that, but do you think that has anything to do with the viability of the UFL?
I mean, how many people are watching football games in the NFL because of fantasy or just the betting of the part? It's huge, right? Like, there's people that don't even care about watching the games. They're going to watch the red zone just because they want to see their numbers of their guys. So, yeah, it's huge. I mean, people, like, a football game's playing, like, oh, what's the line? What are we going to do? Like, let's do a fantasy. And I know we're trying to partner up with someone right now, and it's going to be great. But, yeah, it's huge. I mean, that's a big part of sports. I mean, now the NFL wouldn't even say the word, let alone, make it a part of the game now. So it is what it is, and it makes it fun. It's more engaging, and people will watch our games because of that. But, man, national TV presence, I mean, guys, we're getting between 650 to 1 million viewers a game on TV. Like, that's beating NHL games. That's beating just standard NBA regular season games. Like, it's crushing WNBA. And these are great platforms, right? But, like, we're doing the numbers. Like, so if people love ball and they love the game and they want to do it, like, we're that option for you. So, and again, getting the fans obviously in the stands as well has got to be huge. I mean, you guys, is it 25,000 can fill?
25,000 at Entering Cup.
And they average about 20 for the soccer games.
They used to average 25. Now they're down to about 20.
Okay.
Yeah, they used to sell it out.
That's pretty damn good. Like, if we can get 10, like, let's just start at 10. Like, I mean, guys, like,
the Apollos got 15 to 17 at UCF.
And they know what they done? They won. So people came back. Like, we'll do that. We're going to get there. So just give it a shot. I mean, the price is phenomenal. Like, I want to buy season tickets. I'm the coach, but, like, I just want to give some away. They're so cheap, like $12 for individual seats. Like, come on. Like, it's a great deal. Like, there's so many expenses in the world. People just can't afford things. Like, you can literally bring I can't tell you how fun the kids have going to our games. It's not just kids. It's like work, corporate stuff, anything, man. This is a great, like, we do a good job, and we'll have great in-game and entertainment. Like, that's a must. Like, I make sure that happens. Like, we got to do it. We're going to have concerts. Like, it's going to be awesome, man. So even if you don't care about football, like, it's a cool 3 hours to go spend. So can't wait to see who shows up.
Coach, we got about 1 minute left. I've got to ask you the tough question here. We've seen a lot of teams come and go here in Orlando, a lot of leagues. Why is this one the one?
Well, I mean, I just think, man, those leagues been in 1 year. Orlando Apollos, Guardians, like, the owner's from here. He lives here. He loves Orlando. I love Florida. I just want this to pop and work, and our league's going to sustain. He's always he's talking about adding 2 more teams. 5, 10, 15 years down the road, he wants this to be a legit full-blown 30 teams, right? So the vision is there. He's using his own dollars to put behind it, and he's hiring guys like me to help deliver that message. and put a great product out there. So all our cities are going to be great. St. Louis has been
Plus,
awesome.
you got a good TV deal.
100%. And we got another one that's going to have to come up, and we're going to get re-amped because when you have a million people watching on TV, that's pretty good for networks. So, and I'm here. So I'm going to make this thing work.
He is the head coach of the new team in Orlando, the Orlando Storm. Do not forget the fan rally tomorrow, 5 to 8 p.m. at Entering Coast Stadium. That's where Orlando City plays. That's where the Storm will be playing. It's a great locale, a great venue. So get out there, support the team, get yourself some free swag, and we will be back right after this. Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Bianchi and Kravitz.
Start the new year off right with a
This is Anthony Becht, head coach of your Orlando Storm. Get your head in the game with Bianchi and Kravitz on the game. Oh, on Game On, okay. This is Anthony Becht, head coach of your Orlando Storm. Get your head in the game with Bianchi and Kravitz on Game On. I'll do it one more time. This is Anthony Becht, head coach of your Orlando Storm. Get your head in the game with Bianchi and Kravitz on Game On. Bianchi. You got a tough name. Hey, people have been chopping my fucking name up for 25 years, all right? This is Anthony Becht, head coach of your Orlando Storm. Get your head in the game with Bianchi and Kravitz on Game On.
Yeah!
There it is. There you go. Cool, man.
Anthony Bex, appreciate him hopping in studio with us. A ball of promotional personality is that guy. Got me all fired up about the UFL and the Orlando Storm. I am happy that we have a team in our backyard. I told myself I wouldn't get excited about the next one, and then we have the coach in studio.
I'm excited.
And here I am again. I think I might even do my own power ratings for the UFL. See if we can make some cash off the league. You know what I'm saying?
I never even thought about that. That may be why the UFL has lasted.
3 years ties the USFL's record for the longest lasting spring league in this country, dating back to the 80s. That's how unsuccessful this brand of football has been. But this is the first time in our country's history that sports betting has been legalized across the nation, and I think there is definitely a correlation there. Nick Whalen, resident Hoophead, joins us 60 seconds away to talk trade deadline. We'll be right back.
It's a serious condition, an uncontrollable obsession with the NBA. League Pass is always on, the notebook is always full, and if you bring up a pick and roll, you might be here for a while. He's Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com.
Talking all things round ball with Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com. He joins us every Wednesday at this time. You can catch him over at RotoWire.com, also on the Fantasy Sports Channel on Sirius XM Radio weekday afternoons. My favorite listen on my drive into the studio. We're connecting with him right now. We'll get him in just a moment. Let me read you the Oklahoma City Thunder injury report for tonight.
What channel is he on Sirius XM?
It's the Fantasy Channel. I don't go by numbers. I just go by the logo to the left.
So the Fantasy Football Channel?
It's Fantasy Sports Channel.
Fantasy Sport. Okay, yeah. That's on my preset.
They're on. Nick, you guys start at 12. It's 12 to 2 on the Sirius XM Fantasy Channel. Is that right?
12 to 2 Eastern, yes. But in a couple weeks, we will be switching 1 hour earlier. So it'll be 11 to 1.
And we just got a wrangle on that. By the way, the Thunder injury report tonight, they just wanted to, smack the Magic around. Then they have the Spurs, second night of a back-to-back. You would think that would be the more important game to them. Nope. Oh, I just dropped some headphones. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, out. Chet Holmgren, out. Isaiah Hartenstein, out. Lou Dort, out.
Really?
Alex Caruso, out. The entire team is out tonight. They're going to play their G League roster.
Wow.
But anyway, Nick, welcome to the show. A lot of movement to discuss. The Magic did get smacked around by OKC last night. Say something nice about our team so that we feel better, please.
Well, I was not prepared to say anything nice about the Orlando Magic, who lost by, let's count it up, 36 points.
Okay, you don't have to say anything nice. Just anything at all will do.
City Thunder. Noah Penda, 11 points off the bench, man. 11 points on 11 shots. You got to be thrilled about that.
Nick, is there anything? Should the Magic do something at the trade deadline, or is it just something they can't fix right now?
Look, we have heard all the reporting around the big names at the deadline, right? I have not heard the Orlando Magic really as a serious contender for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Short of that, who do you want to go get, right? Who are you willing to put on the table? Are you putting Banchero out there for anything short of a Giannis caliber player? I don't think you are. And, I think it's difficult right now in the Eastern Conference for Orlando to look around and, see the Cleveland Cavaliers making a dramatic move, see the New York Knicks winning 7 games in a row. Detroit just had a really nice win over the Denver Nuggets the other night. Toronto looks like they're sniffing around some deals.
Hell,
I think
even Charlotte, for crying out loud.
Yeah, look at Charlotte. Look at Charlotte bringing in Kobe White, the hottest team in basketball. I think Orlando thought their big swing, of course, would be Desmond Bane coming into the season, and that would magically solve all the problems. It has not.
James Harden to the Cavs. Did not see that one coming. Not sure how that's going to fit exactly. I'm having a hard time picturing it, but clearly they were out on Darius Garland. What did you make of the move, and do you think this makes Cleveland marketably better?
I'm not sure it does. I think it makes them a better regular season team because James Harden is one of the greatest regular season players of all time. But until proven otherwise, and we have a decade-plus long track record of this guy not showing up in the playoffs. Like, I'm not trying to be hot takey here, but my goodness, man, how could you possibly trust James Harden in a high-leverage playoff situation? So that's kind of the rub here. And look, to be fair, Darius Garland has been on and off the court for most of the last 2 years. He's had every injury in the book. There was some reporting out of Cleveland that the Cavs internally perhaps felt that he was not doing everything he could to either prevent or get back from these injuries. There's been reporting that Garland and Mitchell didn't love playing together. And look, the numbers would indicate that Cleveland was a better team with Darius Garland off the court, both offensively and defensively. It's kind of a wild move to swap a 26-year-old on a controllable contract for a 36-year-old who has an option next year. I think the implication, of course, is that something has probably worked out for the long term with Harden. But, the Cavs are now the latest team to roll the dice on James Harden. We've seen the Sixers and the Nets and the Rockets and most recently the Clippers feel good when you bring James Harden into the building. But when you get James Harden in a must-win Game 7, that's when things start to crumble. So it's a big swing. It's a big swing by the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they improved their standing for the rest of the regular season, but until proven otherwise, I can't trust James Harden to be James Harden when it matters most.
Talking to Nick Whalen from RotoWire.com. Anthony Davis sent over to the Washington Wizards. Their projected starting lineup now: Trae Young, Trey Johnson, Keyshawn George, Anthony Davis, Alex Sarr. Now that's a projection. Anthony Davis has to play consistent basketball in order for that to come to fruition. But do you like the move from Washington's side? And then how embarrassing is this for Dallas that this is what the Luka Doncic trade has turned into?
Hey, at least you got 2 pretty low-level first-round picks, right? We'll see. Maybe that 2029 Lakers pick turns into something. But, yeah, I mean, obviously on the Dallas side, it's a total embarrassment. I think we all knew that it was heading in this direction at some point. Now we can just officially line up and say, okay, this is what they actually got for Luka Doncic. Look, I'm in favor, guys, of teams that have been bad for several years, making a point to try to be good. Like, if you're a Wizards fan, look, at least you're going to have a competitive product on the court next season. I just view this as like a junior version of what the Utah Jazz did yesterday, bringing in Jaren Jackson Jr. We can talk about what that starting lineup looks like. I don't know if we're going to see that lineup for either of those teams the rest of the way. Both Utah and Washington own their 2026 first. They didn't give those up in these trades, and they are highly, highly incentivized, Utah especially with that pick being top 8, to remain as bad as they can be the rest of the way, because the goal, both for Washington and Utah, is not only to go forth with the current projected starting lineup, it's to add A.J. DeBanza, it's to add Darren Peterson or Cam Boozer or Caleb Wilson, whoever it might be, to that mix. So, I think those teams are hoping they get lucky in the lottery, that you can add a big-time prospect to this mix, and then you can hit the gas next season. It's just really tough to sell me on Anthony Davis staying healthy. And even if that happens, what is the real upside next season for the Washington Wizards? Are we going to be talking about this team in the same breath as we are those other contenders in the East that we mentioned? And if you're looking at it as a multi-year process, okay, all of a sudden Anthony Davis is 34, 35, 36 years old. So they're on a really constrained timetable all of a sudden to make this work.
Nick, back to Giannis. I keep hearing and reading things that he's not going to be dealt, that they will wait until the summer where they can possibly get more for him. What's your feeling on that? If you think he's going to be traded, who to?
Well, the odds would tell you right now that the Minnesota Timberwolves are in the catbird seat. I still am wondering how that gets done. I think there's been some intentional smoke screens being sent out from Minnesota this week. We don't want to trade Jaden McDaniels. We really don't want to part ways with Dante DiVincenzo. It's Giannis, man. You got to put something on the table. And this is not a team that has a trove of future first-round picks, let alone needing to match salary in a deal like that. So, the reporting on this is that Minnesota is trying to pull in other teams. I have long been of the belief that if Giannis is traded, it would pretty much have to be a multi-team deal. I am yet to see a Bucks and one other team trade that would really appeal to Milwaukee to the point where they would be willing to pull the trigger. And look, the Bucks season is sunk no matter what. Even if you bring back some nice win now pieces in a Giannis trade, you're not clawing your way back into the playoff picture, in my opinion, in the Eastern Conference. The best you could possibly do would be to make the play-in and probably not emerge from that. So I think the Bucks are willing to play hardball here. And, we are less than 24 hours away from the deadline. Giannis still refuses to actually come out and say, please trade me or trade me to this specific team. Until he does that and until the Bucks are completely blown away by an offer, I think they're okay standing pat.
Also, you mentioned the Jaren Jackson Jr. trade. Ja Morant is still with Memphis, who's clearly rebuilding. Does anybody want Ja Morant? It seems like he's just sort of hanging out there, and the Grizzlies would take a bag of balls for him if somebody would take him.
It does feel like that's how this is going to end up going, where I think Morant's going to get traded. I think dealing Jaren Jackson first, really that kind of ran counter to how we thought this might go, where they would make the Jackson deal, they would make the Morant deal, and then they would maybe decide, okay, what are we doing here? Jaren Jackson and a bunch of nobodies, we should trade him too. I think the fact that they've already traded Jaren Jackson makes it even more likely that Ja Morant is gone. My guess right now is they are weighing several pretty unappealing offers. I think much like the Trae Young trade, it's going to happen. We're gonna get the Shams alert, and we're going to say that's it. That's all for Ja Morant. But in my opinion, fair enough, guys. I mean, what has Ja Morant shown you, especially over the last few years, that you'd be willing to give up significant draft capital? Yes, he's young. Yes, he's an explosive athlete. When he's been on the court, he's played well. But there are questions about his defense. There are questions about his size, not to mention the myriad off-court issues with Ja Morant. So somebody's going to get a bargain on a Ja Morant reclamation project, and I think the Grizzlies have to accept that.
Last thing for you, Nick. Do you think the Celtics trading Anthony Simons for Nikola Vucevic is a good idea, or are we just moving deck chairs around?
I don't mind it. It will be interesting to see if Boston does anything else. They are now very close to getting out of the repeater tax, and I've seen some whispers that maybe they would reroute Vucevic to accomplish that. But I would be surprised if that's the case, because this was the glaring need for the Celtics. Like, ultimately, taking a chance on Anthony Simons on an expiring, it was a little redundant, right? It was just kind of let's see how it goes. We don't really care about the season. All of a sudden, you're way better than you thought you would. Jason Tatum might be coming back. You have scoring on this roster already. You couldn't go into the playoffs with Nehemiah Queta and Luka Garza as your two centers.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like a trade that I would make in fantasy football in like week 8 because I'm bored. But Nick Whalen, rotowire.com. Always appreciate the visit, my friend.
Anytime, guys.
By the way, wait, before you cut, who do you have in the Super Bowl this weekend?
I got Seattle winning, Patriots covering. We're threading the needle.
All right. I like a good needle thread. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you. Coming up next, Jayden's got the takes. We have got the grades. Grade the take on the way right after this.
Bianchi and Kravitz. Now is your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Money. That's money. M-O-N-E-Y. Enter it now at 969thegame.com and answer your phone if they call. Good luck.
It's the Bulldog, Mike Bianchi. We know in sports that championship teams are built for the long haul, and your windows should be the same. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are tested in extreme weather and engineered to handle Florida heat, humidity, and hurricane force winds, while also improving energy efficiency and comfort inside your home. These windows are custom built to block UV rays, cut outside noise, and help your AC stop working overtime, keeping your home more comfortable year after year after year. Acclaim Impact windows are made of Fibrex material that is twice as strong as vinyl. They don't crack or warp, so you're not replacing windows every few years like so many builder-grade installs. And right now, during Free Window February, the savings are real. Buy 4 replacement windows or doors, get the 5th free. Add 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months, and it's never been easier to make a long-term upgrade. Offer ends February 28th, so whether you're in Central Florida, the Gulf Coast, or Jacksonville, visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613, renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets quality.
It's time to bet, win, and connect in 2026. If you think you know the market better than your friends and peers, Better Edge is the place to profit off of that advantage. Better Edge is a social betting marketplace trusted by over 35,000 bettors, including me. Better Edge is where I first discovered that you can actually churn a profit betting on sports. With the best odds and prices anywhere in the market, it's a no-brainer for sharp sports bettors. Use the promo code BeatBrandon at sign-up for $20 upon your first arrival. It's betteredge.com or the Better Edge app.
Lots of accidents happening this afternoon. Florida's Turnpike southbound before Osceola Parkway, left lane is blocked. Crews still on the scene of an accident trying to clear I-4 eastbound before Parr Street. 3 left lanes there continue to be blocked, and heavy delays on I-4 westbound before the beach line where that right shoulder is blocked. See traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Katie Wilkins.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Friday, kick off the Winter Olympics in style with the opening ceremony from Italy.
USA, we are ready to roll.
Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on NBC and Peacock.
If you're in a slip and fall accident, time is not on your side. Stores have video footage that's crucial evidence in your case. You've got to act quickly. Call Farah and Farah so we can preserve it before it disappears. Orlando.
Here's something most of us don't want to think about, but probably should. Clay Travis and Buck Sexton here for our friend Mike Lester and the team at Talon Wealth Management.
That thing we don't want to talk about is a will. If you don't have one, Mike and his team would like to help you out. They'll start you off with a comprehensive financial plan.
If you are 55 or over and have saved at least $250,000 for retirement, the Talon Comprehensive Financial Plan is complimentary. And when that plan's in hand, you will also receive the gift of a will and trust courtesy of Talon Wealth.
The folks at Talon Wealth are not attorneys, but they work with a group of attorneys who'll provide a will and trust at no charge to you. Reach out at 813-755-5000. 813-755-5000. One more time, that's 813-755-5000. And be sure and tell them that Clay and Buck sent you.
Advisory services offered through Talon Private Wealth, LLC, a SEC registered investment advisor. The information provided is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal, tax, or financial advice.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients. Participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Football's biggest stage is set, and now you can legally trade game day props on Kalshi. One of the wildest markets? What will be the first song performed at halftime? Monaco is trading at 5%, meaning a $100 trade pays out $2,000 if that's the first beat to drop. No house, no sports book, just a live market where odds shift and you can trade all night long. Download the Kalshi app, use code iHeart, get $20 when you trade 100. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
If you want your windows there in Reese, pick up the phone and just text Reese. Win $25,000 in new impact windows from Reese Windows. Pick up your phone and text the word TRUST right now to 20129. That's TRUST to 20129.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter.
We are Orlando Sports Leader, broadcasting live from the FM 96.9 The Game studio. Brought to you by the Nickley Group, Orlando's home team. Doing real estate differently. TheNickleyGroup.com.
Your freedom is everything, and the Trey Flynn Law Office is here to preserve it when the stakes are high. Trey is board certified at the state and federal level and is committed to winning and working for you. Trey is a trusted member of the Central Florida community. He's as polished and experienced a lawyer as you will find, and he's got all the stats to back it up. In sports, bad calls change games. In court, they change lives. Call Trey Flynn Law when you need a win in the clutch. 407-557-6350 or visit TreyFlynn.com.
Starting Friday, iHeartRadio will be live from Italy with NBC's coverage of the Milan Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. 24 hours a day, listen to live coverage of skiing, snowboarding, hockey, figure skating, and all your favorite winter sports. Plus Team USA exclusive coverage from Northern Italy. Bring the Winter Games with you from your phone to your car, on your Alexa, wherever you listen. Open the free iHeart app, search Olympics, and listen. iHeartRadio, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2026 Milan Cortina Winter Olympics.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
This is the Beat of Sports.
When you have expectations, particularly with young players, and everybody jumps on your bandwagon, including the national perspective, oh, what a great young team, and then you're picked on a lot more. You don't pick a side about who's to blame. They're all to blame. It's not just Jamal Mosley. It's Paolo. It's Franz. It's Jalen. It's Desmond. Listen, it is a make or miss league. I don't care what you do. It's not that complicated. If you can't make threes, you can't win in the NBA. And this team has not gotten better over years trying to build this team of making a three ball, so therefore you get predictable on offense, and then you get stale, and then you get body language, and you get guys that point fingers, and that's where they're at right now. And it is a very interesting moment, and I do wonder if this organization would think about a coaching change. Can't fire players, fire coaches. And I'm not saying the Magic are at that point today, but I think anybody would be foolish to think that that's not kicked around inside the office.
Beat of Sports with Mark Daniels. Weekday mornings following the bridge at 9:30 on FM 96.9 The Game, Orlando's sports leader. Dolphins play here. 6.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app. Bianchi and Kravitz better grab their pen and paper because they're headed to school. It's time to grade the tape.
Grade the Take brought to you by the Orlando Valkyries, a great product. Go and support them. Scoop up some tickets over on the Orlando Valkyries website. You can check that out by following them on social at ORL Valkyries. On Instagram, they put up tremendous content. There's also a link to buy tickets via that page as well. And if you want to be part of our Game Heads section, text VALKS to 50857 and we'll get you hooked up. That's the word VALKS to 50857, and I will reach out to you within the hour. Right now, it's time to grade the take. Mike, grab your number 2 pencil, grab your ruler, and your abacus. We're going to school. And it's Jaden Grimes, our prodigy of production, that will be handing out these takes.
That was a good Jake Chapman impression.
Thank you. I was going for more of a Harry Carey here.
Yeah, Jake Chapman did that on the broadcast. That was the reference.
I said, you feeling jazzy, Jake? And he said, sure I am, Brandon. It was deep into the third quarter, and I think he was already packing his bags.
All right, my
It
great
should have been like Harry Carey drinking on the air. That's what the Magic deserved.
Just a bit outside. Another air ball 3. My God.
All right, my grade average is not good. I think I'm at a D, so we're gonna try to be successful this week. Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, and Cooper Flagg was the worst big three of all time. They didn't even play one game as a big three.
That's a D-. Did anybody ever call them a big three?
Yeah, you know what? I think that's a B+. You know what? Here's what you're the professor. You're the professor. You grade the take, but I'm the professor emeritus. All right?
That's a big word.
All right.
I'm the professor emeritus, and I can overrule your grade.
Oh, I like this.
Huh?
Well,
Okay.
I like this little twist to grade the take.
There we go.
I think it's a D-. I think the worst Big Three ever was the one that was formed in Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving was a part of that, James Harden, Kevin Durant, because that one actually had hype and hope that let people down, and they accomplished nothing. This one, nah, it was never even a thing.
I'm overruling that. It was a B plus. The fact that they never, did you say they never played a game together?
Yeah, that trio never played a game.
That's a great stat right there.
That is a good stat.
B plus on the thing.
I mean, you know, I'm going to change my minus to a plus because of the research involved.
All right. The Wizards GM, Will Dawkins, is the best GM in the NBA simply because he turned Kyle Kuzma and Bradley Beal into Trae Young and Anthony Davis.
F. No, Sam Presti is by far the best general manager in the NBA because he turned Paul George into a dynasty of what it looks like with the Oklahoma City Thunder. So that's a failing grade.
Yeah, that's the accuracy of that grade is definitely an F. But the Heat, you know what? I'm overruling the F and making it a D minus.
I'll take it.
It's a step in the right direction, Jaden.
With the Chicago Bulls trading away Kobe White and Mike Conley to Charlotte for Colin Sexton, Magic fans can just put the trade deadline to rest. The Magic are not trading for a soul at the deadline.
Yeah, that's a B plus take. Here's a quote that I think is pretty damning to back that up. This is from Paolo Banchero last night when he was asked how concerned he is with the trade deadline. He said, "I'm not really paying much attention to it. Obviously, other teams are making trades and stuff. I don't know if since I've been here that we've done anything at the trade deadline, so I'm not too concerned or worried about it." That is just star of your team saying, "I'm not worried because I know our front office isn't going to do anything." That's not where you want to be. B plus take.
The grade stands B plus.
Well done.
All right, this one's not for me. This is on the Rage Cage. We got Jesse.
The Washington Wizards will win an NBA championship before the Orlando Magic. Grade the take, fellas.
That's a C plus. That's a C plus take.
I'm going to overrule that grade. That the heat of that take, that the Wizards are going to win a championship before the Magic, that's an A plus as far as heat. And who knows?
It was C plus because I didn't hear any reasons. I needed I need some depth to the take.
The depth is they just made a trade for Anthony Davis and they made a trade for Trae Young. That's the depth of it.
That was like saying the dish was hot. It's like, what was the dish? I just put hot sauce in my mouth.
Overruled. Don't argue with the professor emeritus. Overruled.
We need to get him a gavel.
A
I mean, I
plus
wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
Well done, Jesse.
Bianchi asked the question, I think it was Monday, what is James Harden's legacy? And I instantly thought about it. James Harden's legacy is the biggest free throw merchant of NBA history.
I think it's a B minus. I think some people will remember him for that, but I think his legacy is his obsession with strip clubs. That seems to be what gets brought up every time James Harden's name is mentioned. The lack of playoff success. I like the creativity with it, though.
Yeah, I'm overruling. What was that, a B minus?
I said B minus.
Yeah, that would be it. To me, that's more of a C minus. James Harden's legacy. I mean, you can dislike him all you want, but his legacy is one of the great scorers. He just passed Shaq on the NBA scoring list. He's one of the great scorers in NBA history. Nick Whalen just said he's one of the great regular season players in NBA history. I think he's going to be remembered as a vagabond great player, a Hall of Famer who never won a championship.
Yeah, I agree with Mike. I'm downgrading my grade, and I'm agreeing. I was downgrading the grade.
C minus.
Wrong one.
C minus.
Yeah.
I just pictured Jaden on a show like First Take, like, all right, what's, they always put like the most obvious question at the bottom of the screen. What's James Harden's legacy? And Jaden's sitting at the desk. He goes, well, I think it's free throws.
God, it's still better than Kendrick Perkins. All right, this one's from the text line. The state of the East colored all our expectations of the Magic. This team has all the same problems for the past 5+ seasons, but all the injuries in the East made us overlook that.
A++.
I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellent.
You saved your best for last. It had.
That wasn't his, though.
I thought
definitely wasn't mine.
Oh, the texter, the individual that texted in. Well done. You're dragging Jaden out of the mud here.
I had a good week.
It's hot. It's incredibly accurate, and it provided some good detail to it. That is a good, solid take, and I think it's true. I think we overrated the weak East.
I think we overrated the weak East, and we overrated the Magic's quote-unquote potential instead of what they actually were. Like I said when we were making our preseason predictions, all right? The Magic haven't proven diddly squat. They've never won a playoff series. They haven't won a playoff series since Dwight. And just because the 1 year they got up to the 4 seed, or was it the 5 seed?
No, they were the 4 seed.
Yeah, 1 year they got to the 4 seed. We thought, oh, this team they've arrived. They haven't done anything. They have not done anything, and yes, we overrated the Magic coming into the season.
Well done, Jaden.
Yeah.
Well done, listeners. Every week now you can enter the Grade the Take barrage by leaving us a talk back in the Rage Cage or on the text line at 50857. Mic'd up on a Wednesday coming your way right after this.
Game on with Bianchi and Kravitz. We'll be right back after this.
How many times have I told you, right? If you are looking for security, if you are looking for stability in your finances, you need to give Trajan Wealth a call. We all know we're in an incredibly challenging economic environment right now. I just looked at the stock market today. Oh, my God. It is up and down, up and down. You've got global unrest, tariffs, political polarization, all sorts of volatility out there. That's why I trust Trajan Wealth with my financial management. Their investment team constantly evaluates the markets, and because they're independent, they're not tied to just one set of products. They build a portfolio for me around my goals and my risk tolerance, not some cookie cutter formula. I even moved over an old 401k I'd been ignoring, and now it's working for me instead of gathering dust. With everything going on, it pays to have fiduciaries who adjust your plan when the market shifts. I've told you, Jeff Jr. is a Marine veteran who founded Trajan Wealth with that same code he learned in the military, all right? And that code is Semper Fi, always faithful. Always faithful to protecting and growing your financial future. If volatility has you stressed, call Trajan Wealth today. 407-204-0300 or visit TrajanWealth.com to schedule that free consultation. TRAJAN Wealth.com. Advisory services through Trajan Wealth LLC, SEC registered investment advisor, client paid advertisement, additional disclosures at TrajanWealth.com.
We here on Game On and the Orlando Valkyries appreciate our teachers. To show how much we care, we're giving you a night to remember. This Friday evening, catch the Orlando Valkyries versus the Atlanta Vibe Teacher Appreciation Night presented by Foxtail Coffee. The first 1,000 fans get a free Valkyries lanyard as well. Perfect way to celebrate some of the most important people in our community. That's Friday night at Addition Financial Arena. Support the team and pay tribute to our educators. We'll see you at the next match.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Orlando's signature event is back. The Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard, returns to Bay Hill March 2nd through 8th. Experience the new look Michelob Ultra Fan Deck, plus fan favorite events like Throwback Thursday, presented by Corksicle, Wine and Dine on 9, presented by Briggs & Riley, the reimagined Birdies and Barbecue, and more. Don't miss the PGA Tour's best at Orlando's signature event, the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Get tickets today at arnoldpalmerinvitational.com.
Football's biggest stage is set, and now you can legally trade game day props on Kalshi. One of the wildest markets? What will be the first song performed at halftime? Monaco is trading at 5%, meaning a $100 trade pays out $2,000 if that's the first beat to drop. No house, no sportsbook, just a live market where odds shift and you can trade all night long. Download the Kalshi app, use code iHeart, get $20 when you trade 100. Kalshi, Kalshi. Trade on anything.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
If you care about predictions, you care about props. And for the upcoming big game, nobody does props like Bet Online. For years, Bet Online has been providing big game markets, sharp odds, and player props built for fans who see the game before it happens. From the opening kickoff to the final whistle, Bet Online delivers live in-game action, instant updates, and in-game props. Prediction markets follow the conversation. Bet Online defines it. Bet Online, the game starts here.
Looking for a workout that doesn't feel like a workout? At Crush Yard, wellness is all about movement, connection, and fun, no matter your skill level. Whether you've never picked up a paddle or you play every week, pickleball gets your body moving and your stress levels down. Adding great food, refreshing drinks, and a social atmosphere, and it's wellness you actually want to show up for. Learn more at CrushYard.com.
You can swirl it, you can sip it, but the best way is to share it. Hey y'all, I'm Deanna, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new frosted sodas and floats is how well they go together. You get that bold flavor of the Coke mixed with the smooth deliciousness of the vanilla ice cream. You have a juicy filet and a smooth, creamy float. It's an awesome pairing.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new frosted soda and float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
I don't know about you, but I can't stand when I see creepy crawlies all over my house. That's why I have to have a pest control provider that doesn't just treat the pest problem, they solve it. You can keep your home protected from the bugs all year long. Get yourself a termite bond while you're at it. Tell them that Brandon Kravitz and Mike Bianchi from Game On sent you by. Get 10% off of your initial service. Burn Pest is a family-run operation right here in our backyard in Central Florida. Go and find them online easily, and don't stress about these pests anymore. It's burnpest.com.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz.
If Indiana can win the national championship, Florida, Florida State, even UCF, you don't have any excuses. I don't want to hear any excuses. We need 3 or 4 years to get our players in. No, not anymore. Not anymore. Florida, John Sumrall, let's see you do it this year. Mike Norvell, you better do it this year. And Scott Frost, I hate to say it, hey, clock's ticking on you too. Clock's ticking on you too. If the losing
he's going to get a lot of guys fired.
If the losingest program in college football history can go on a 2-year run like Indiana has just gone on, there's no excuses for anybody else.
Listen to Game On with Bianchi and Kravitz weekdays starting at 3 p.m. on FM 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and streaming on the iHeart Radio app.
College basketball rolls on tonight with UCF visiting 8th-ranked Houston. Knights are looking to upset a ranked team for the second straight game. Florida State's athletic department debt soared to nearly $440 million this past year, was due to Joe Campbell Stadium renovations. And competition is underway now at the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. Curling is first up on the schedule, a couple of days before the opening ceremony. I'm Scott Davidson.
This is Doug Gottlieb. Here's what's trending from the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Taco Bell.
Taco Bell's new Luxe Value menu has 10 indulgencies for $3 or less. From the opulent new mini taco salad to the decadent beefy potato loaded griller. That much luxe could have you expecting a maitre d' at the drive-thru. At participating Taco Bells, while supplies last. Price and participation vary. Tax extra.
The UCF Knights play here. Catch every game right here on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeart Radio app. Coaches, players, GMs, everyone's got an opinion these days. Let's hear from the biggest names in the game. It's time for Mic'd Up.
Mic'd Up brought to you by Major League Fishing. Come on out and check out the Major League Fishing weigh-ins from 3 to 5 p.m. on Friday and Saturday. Pat Lynch from JRR will be out there Friday. I'll be out there Saturday. There'll be food, industry vendors, and a whole lot of big mouth bass out there. It's at a great place. It's called Ski Beach at Venetian Gardens, 201 East Lake Harris Drive in Leesburg. Ski Beach is right there on Lake Harris. Great views, great food, great drinks, and lots of fish. Come join me Saturday at Ski Beach in Leesburg. All right, Kravitz, let's start with it's the first Wednesday in February. Let's start with this reaction to today being National Signing Day for high school football.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Even the crickets are chiming in.
Nothing. Have you heard anything about today being National Signing Day? Anything? Huh? Remember how big it used to be, Kravitz?
It's just not about high school kids.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a December thing in the past?
No, it's always, the signing day's always been February. Then they started early signing period in December.
Yeah.
Yeah. That started about 4 or 5 years ago, and that took the steam out of National Signing Day in February. But now, with the transfer portal classes, I mean, doesn't matter anymore.
That's just not where the energy and effort is.
Yeah.
I've never been obsessed with high school recruiting, but I did get into it for a few years, working with you, having my own show for a few years. It was a fun way to spend an afternoon talking sports, was following the recruiting rankings, and you bring on people that are following the teams, and it became its own show. I miss that show. I miss doing that because that doesn't exist anymore.
Nah.
Spending a whole day on signing day just doesn't really matter.
Nah. Drake May, New England Patriots quarterback, on the advice he's received from another former Patriot quarterback, Tom Brady.
Best advice Tom Brady has given you?
Best advice Tom Brady ever gives me. I've met Tom a few times, and one of the best things he says, there's no shortcuts to it. There's no shortcuts to putting in the work. And now the proof's in the pudding, and knowing that the shortcuts that that people take or can try to take, it's not worth it. Get the most out of what you put into it, and he's been great at that, and he obviously showed that throughout his career.
Tom Brady obviously been listening to Jocko. If you're looking to self-improve, don't search for the shortcuts. Look for your alarm clock.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, maybe just take a couple of PSIs off the football.
Right.
And it spins a little better. No shortcuts, Tom? Huh? None? Not a one? We sure about that?
Good point. I never even thought about that. Tom Brady, speaking of Tom Brady, on Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft not getting into the Hall of Fame.
To me, it's not a matter, just like Bill, of if they're going to get in. It's just when they're going to get in.
Right.
They're tremendous at what they've done in the league. And maybe it's not trending so well for expatriates. Maybe I should be a little concerned here. But, I think at some point this thing is going to go in everybody's direction the right way.
In hindsight, that was a big to-do about nothing. That Belichick come on, he's going to get in next year. Who cares?
Yeah. I kind of wish that our industry would stand up like we are in this moment But, at a bigger level, the ESPN guys and all that would say the next day, hey, we wasted your time with this debate that never really needed to exist because they're only allowing a select number of people on the ballot. We probably should have known that information prior to launching into debates about Belichick's cheating. Are they snubbing him because they don't like him, or he's got a young girlfriend? It's like it had nothing to. It barely had anything to do with Belichick.
Right.
It's just it's a real estate problem on the ballot.
Right.
It's more than anything else. I'm so glad that you brought Sam Kavaris onto our show to shed light on that issue, because I'm driving in the car on my way back from Lake Nona, listening to you interview him, going, "Wow, we made a big stink about something that just has a very reasonable explanation."
Yeah. University of Green Bay College basketball coach Doug Gottlieb, who just left his job as a national talk show host for Fox Sports Radio, obviously not impressed with the KenPom ratings that are so influential in college basketball. Listen.
Let me help you out with a little soundbite here, okay? KenPom is okay, because it takes into account how much you lose by, okay? And it has no context for who you have, who the other team has. So in our league, okay, it's like KenPom gives you benefits because Oakland plays like 7 bye games. And so if you get close in those bye games, and those teams that you play in a bye game have great years, your numbers go up.
Okay. First of all, if he weren't Doug Gottlieb, the former national radio host, would we even be playing a clip from a mediocre to bad college basketball coach talking from the University of Green Bay, talking about the KenPom ratings and starting it off with, "Hey, you guys want a viral clip here?" I mean, he's like trying to deliver a hot take like he would on sports radio.
Yeah, no, we probably would not. I wouldn't rule it out completely, but it would be most likely not. But it did motivate me to open up the KenPom rankings.
It did?
Yeah, just to see where this is something I usually don't crack this. I usually don't pop the cork on this until March. I'm filling out brackets, and then I pretend that I've been paying attention to KenPom all year. But UCF, for the record, is 44th in KenPom. All KenPom is a power rating, by the way. That's all it is.
Yeah.
If you ever hear that, it sounds really fancy. It sounds like you know what you're talking about with college basketball. All it is a power rating. How are power ratings made? It's how well do you play, how much do you beat your opponents by, and the strength of your schedule. There's a weighted component in
Who
that.
is this KenPom anyway?
His name is Ken Pomeroy, and he invented these metrics.
Okay, sort of like the old Dunkel Index back in the day.
Exactly, created by Greg Dunkel.
That would be Dick Dunkel who created it.
Mike,
okay,
we're on terrestrial radio, okay? This is not the Howard Stern show.
I used to work with his son, Bob Dunkel. That's how I knew that, all right? Seriously. All right, Troy Aikman talking about new Miami Dolphins coach Jeff Hafley, who he helped identify.
In broadcasting, obviously I've been doing this a long time, 25 years. There have been coaches who, when I've had production meetings with them, who I didn't know, and as soon as I meet them, I've said, "Wow, this guy, he's not going to be a coordinator long. He's going to be a head coach real soon."
Sure.
I thought Mike Vrabel was that guy. I thought D'Amico Ryans was that guy. And I'll tell you, I felt that way about Jeff Hafley a year ago, back in 24, when we first did the Packers. Our first production meeting with Jeff, I remember saying to our crew, this guy's going to be a head coach real soon. And he already had been in college. So I believe he checks all the boxes. I really do. But he does have the challenge of addressing the offensive side of the ball in an offensive league. Not now. I mean, he's hoping that becomes a problem. But like I said, those are the issues that all defensive coaches, head coaches, have to concern themselves with.
Krabs, are you pumped? Are you pumped now about Jeff Hafley?
Hey, he has the endorsement of Troy Aikman. It's good enough for me. We'll see how it goes. Can't be any worse than it's been for my entire life. So there's only one way to go from here, Mike, and that's up. Troy Aikman, by the way, sounded like me after watching 3 weeks of the preseason. Like, sometimes you just watch these guys and you just kind of know. Like, I knew Blaine Gabbert was going to be good. I knew Kyle Trask was going to be good. I knew Carson Wentz was going to be good. That's exactly what I sound like after I watched the preseason.
Carson Wentz was good for about 8 games.
He was good. He was good for a minute. I remember watching his first drive in the preseason. I went, that's all I need to see. He's a star. Up next, your texts, your talkbacks. We want to hear from you, game heads. 50857. Tap that microphone icon and let it fly on the Rage Cage. We're back with that next.